What's up, gang? This is Scooter from Electrek, and we are back. Today we have the Alphas from Escend Blades. Yes, these are fully electric motorized skates. It's unlike anything I've seen before. I've been talking to the Escend team for quite some time trying to get my hands on a hold of these. So today we're gonna test them out, see what these things can do, and see if they really put the aggressive into inline. The all-electric Alpha skates from Escend Blades out of the UK are modular clean mobility at its finest. The motorized skates themselves come with two different available tops. There are Metro boots that are designed to fit your exact shoe size, and dupe boots that you use to strap in with your own shoes, similar to snowboard bindings. When it comes to the unboxing, everything was packaged really well and maintained its journey overseas to me. My first impressions of the blades themselves were how heavy they were. That's partly the motor and definitely that battery right in the center of it. Escend was generous enough to send me both the dupe boots and the Metro boots to try out, so I took my hand at installing each of them, testing them all out, so we'll get into that in a little bit. But here's what they look like. Here's the whole haul. I did hit a snag right away in the unboxing when I discovered that the charging plugs don't match US. Because Escend Blades is a UK-based company, they have European plugs. Not a big deal. I hopped on Amazon, got an adapter, and we were able to charge these bad boys up. While there's definitely a learning curve to riding the skates themselves, there's also a learning curve in installing these different attachments. I had to mess around a little bit to get it right. It all makes sense when you look at it. It's not a difficult process to put the boot on, whether it's the dupe or the Metro boots. It's just a little tricky lining all those holes up, especially with the heavy skate on top, because it is so dense with that battery. It's a little top heavy, so having to balance the skate on top of the boot while trying to match the screw holes up and screw it in was definitely a process, but once I figured it out, it was no problem. The wireless remote was very familiar, similar to any electric skateboard. It has 3 speeds going up to 25 kilometers an hour. The remote also has a reverse feature which could go at any of those 3 speeds backwards. Alright, now let's get into the blades themselves. Here I am strapped in, just getting a feel for them without the motors on. Now it's time to power these bad boys up. So here we go, first spin here. A little wobbly, but very cool. Can you tell I'm a natural? As you'll notice early on in this footage, as I get used to the Escend blades, there's certainly a learning curve. I noticed it's definitely because of the weight in the center of the skate itself, where the battery is. You have wheels on either side, but there's definitely a lot of weight in the arch of your foot. So picking up and kicking your feet is a lot more difficult because of that weight compared to traditional inline skates, which are much lighter. I started off my Escend Blades journey on the lowest speed mode, Eco mode, just to get a feel for them. Shortly after that, however, I was very comfortable in level 2, which is commute mode. The element I had the most trouble getting used to at first was the technique itself. I had to figure out how and when to transition between regular skating and using those all-electric motors. Now these Escend Blades have 400-watt hub motors in each skate, so there's some serious power. After my first successful trip around town, I was admittedly pretty tired and we were running out of sunlight, so I decided to call it a day. My jeans suffered a fatality on a big hill on the way home, but that was my fault, not the skates. So on day 2 I came prepared with knee pads, a helmet, the whole shebang. Now that I've had a feel for the Escend blades themselves, I found myself having more fun transitioning between skating and using the motors back and forth. Definitely got into more of a rhythm and was having fun cruising around, if you can't tell. My next trip using the Escend blades was on the dupe boots. These were a little bit more difficult to get into, but the fact that you can keep your shoes on is dope. That also provides a lot of versatility where multiple people of different shoe sizes could all try them out, which is cool. After initially strapping in, my first ride I quickly had to stop and strap in even harder. I found that these don't provide as much ankle and foot support compared to the Metro boots, so you have to make sure those bindings are super tight so you don't wobble or hurt yourself. Because I had already spent a significant amount of time in the Metro boots, I was pretty comfortable on the Escend blades, so when I got into the dupe boots, it didn't take me as long to get comfortable skating around and using the motors. I think the dupe boots definitely provide enough support and security for you to move around comfortably, I personally preferred the Metro boots because they offer me a bit more stability, especially around the ankle when you're making sharp turns and doing figure eights and stuff. The brakes are effective, but not super strong, so you don't immediately fall forward all over yourself. It's a gradual stop, but it will bring you to a complete halt. Overall, the sheer fact that the Escend team has been able to bring all electric skates to fruition makes the Alpha Blades an exciting product in and of itself. What's even better is the level of quality and power that these skates deliver in such a small, albeit heavy package. I found the battery life and top speed to be more than sufficient. These aren't the fastest form of micromobility out there, but I don't think I'd want to go any faster. The Alpha Blades did struggle when I took them up hills, but I honestly felt a lot more comfortable on smooth, flat surfaces anyway. So I'd probably avoid inclines and declines whenever possible. If you're planning on using the Escend Blades alone, I'd go for the Metro boots to offer more stability. But if you want to try them out with friends so everyone could join in on the fun, the Dupe boots are still a great option too. If you have the money and you enjoy skating, I definitely recommend the Alpha Blades from Escend because, well, have you ever seen battery electric skates before? That being said, these truly take some time to get used to, even if you're an experienced skater. The Escend Blades are in a class of their own, so be prepared to practice and be sure to wear safety gear. If you are interested in getting your own pair, click the link in the description below and be sure to use promo code SCOOTERSKATES for a modest 3% off. Anything helps, right? That's all for now, my friends. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Electrek channel and check back soon for my next all-electric adventure. Be well until then, Scooter Doll signing off.